IELTS एग्जाम बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जाम है, लेकिन क्या होता है कभी कभी कुछ छोटी सी कुछ सिली मिस्टेक्स की वजह से स्टूडेंट्स गलतियां कर देते हैं एंड दे डोंट गेट देयर डिजायर्ड स्कोर। आई एम महिमा, आई एम फ्रॉम प्रेपलाइव ग्लोबल। सो इस वीडियो में हमने एक सीरीज बनाई है जिसमें हमने वो सारे टिप्स इंक्लूड किए हैं जिससे बच्चे एग्जाम टाइम पर कोई भी मिस्टेक ना करें, क्योंकि और ये बेस्ड ही उन मिस्टेक्स पर है जो स्टूडेंट्स ने इतने टाइम से हमने मोस्टली देखा है कि स्टूडेंट्स ये मिस्टेक कर देते हैं क्योंकि एग्जाम में नर्वसनेस फैक्टर भी होता है। सो इस मिस्टेक को अवॉइड करने के लिए आपकी मदद के लिए ये वीडियो हमने बनाया है। सो डू हैव अ लुक एट दिस बिकॉज इसमें वो सारे टिप्स हैं जो आपको आइल्स में बेटर स्कोर लाने में हेल्प करेंगे। सो प्लीज हैव अ लुक। Use pencil.
So I would suggest that you should use pencil only so that you can erase if something is wrong and you can write it properly. When you write it with pen, there is a lot of cutting, especially if I talk about writing and reading and listening, all three, especially all three. If you do cutting, the examiner does not like that, or sometimes due to that cutting, the things are not clear. So it's always better to use pencil rather than pen in your all the IELTS modules. Okay, thank you. In IELTS writing, don't worry if you have to take extra sheet. You can take extra sheet, but be careful about the word limit. It should not go beyond it. Like in writing task 1, you can write 150 to 180 words, and in task 2, you can write 250 to 280 words. Some of you might have heard that you can write between 140 to 150, there is no penalty, or between 240 to 250 there won't be any penalty, but I would suggest to write more like 180 and 280, because if you're writing very less, in that also you're making a lot of mistakes, so examiners will have less to check. So if you write more, even if you have made mistakes or you have written some marked up lines, an examiner will have lot of things to check, more vocabulary, more views, so that will help you to score better. So yeah, don't go beyond word limit, but stick to 180 and 280. All the best. It's always recommended to reach the city where you have exam a day prior, an evening prior, you can say. See why I am recommending this or why I am telling this, because sometimes it can lead to some panic situations. If you have a distance of 3 hours or 4 hours, there can be some problems or some situations where you're not able to reach the center. So it's always recommended, and if you go one day prior, you can check out the examination center and you can check the location, which really saves your time and it avoids panic situation. Once it happened that a student got late and by mistake she reached the center where she had speaking the next day rather than reaching the center where she had writing, listening and reading. So in order to avoid such situation, if it is possible, reach an evening prior. Do you know that in IELTS exam, writing particularly, I'm talking about writing task 2, sometimes you get 80% time you get easy questions, 10% you get moderate and 10% you get difficult questions. So do you want to know what kind of question comes? So I have prepared a PDF here. It is in the description box, so you can check out that which kind of questions have come over the period of this 1 year, and you will realize that some are tough, some are easy and some are moderate, and you will plan yourself and you can plan yourself accordingly. So let me tell you, that is very important that mostly in writing, previous exam questions are repeated. So you need to thoroughly prepare them if you really want to be ready, and it gives you a great idea that how you have to answer, because in this PDF I've also discussed the views regarding those questions. So that is surely going to help you. Do try it out. Do try this PDF which I have mentioned in the description box for your academic writing task 1. It is really helpful if you want to get prepared for all the type of questions which may come in the exam. If you attempt these questions, let me tell you, you will be 100% ready for task 1, because it includes all type of question, past, present, future, combination charts, map, flow chart,
everything which is included in task 1. If you're preparing on your own, then sometimes you don't know that which kind of questions come in task 1, because there is ample variety. Sometimes you get combination, sometimes you get past present combination, sometimes you get future past combination, sometimes you get the question in present, and tenses are very important in task 1. So do take care of that. Check out this PDF, that will really help you a lot. I've tried this with my students and it really works. In IELTS, first of all, you have exam of writing, then you have listening, and then you have reading. So this is the pattern which is followed. Earlier it was different one, but now first of all you have writing, then you have listening, and then you have reading. Another thing which I would like to suggest you is that in listening, do check your earphones or headphones prior only, because they will not entertain you afterwards. So at that time only check your earphones, headphones properly, and if there is any problem, don't hesitate to tell them about your problem, because afterwards it gets too late and it is very difficult to sort out your problem. So do take care of that. IELTS exam tip number 7. It is always recommended that in writing you should first attempt task 2. Why so? Because in task 2 you have to think more, you have to make views, whereas in task 1 you already know the pattern, that increase, decrease, maximum, minimum, similar. You have to analyze the data which is in front of you. But in task 2 you have to think about the views, you have to think about the examples, and the word limit is more, that is 250 to 280 words. So you need to write more, because sometimes if you start with task 1 and task 1 is a bit tricky and you take more time in that, less time will be left for task 2 and it will create problem afterwards. So do try task 2 first and then go for task 1. Passport. Yes, passport. It is very important if you want to appear for IELTS exam. If you're filling the form for IELTS exam, then you need passport for that. Otherwise, you can't fill that form. And if you want to appear for the exam, there also you need to take your passport. So please apply for your passport if you want to appear for IELTS exam or you want to fill the form of IELTS. Do take care of